Okay, so the main reason I want to talk about the Sacramento Kings, um, and why they're the team to watch this year is with their young core. And obviously, the Western Conference is, drastically improved, especially with LeBron coming out west. The Lakers obviously are going to be very relevant. Um, all these other teams in the Western Conference I'm looking at, you got Dallas, who's going to be a lot better. Denver's going to be there. Of course, you got Golden State, Houston on top. It's going to be tough for the Sacramento Kings, and you know, I'm kind of pessimistic about them making the postseason, especially in the Western Conference and how difficult of a conference that is. But moving forward, I think what is huge or going to be huge for the Kings is continuing to collect the young talent that they are establishing, and they're doing a good job so far. Um, for you know, since they drafted DeMarcus Cousins in 2010, they, for the most part, only had one All Star, which was DeMarcus. For a little bit, they had him, Isaiah Thomas, before Isaiah Thomas, broke out and became the All Star we know him and as well as Rudy Gay, but Rudy Gay was, not as efficient with the Kings. So DeMarcus Cousins was, the lone guy on the Sacramento Kings, and it was very, very difficult for him to, get something going, get something started, especially in the Western Conference. So that's why, for right here, since 2006, the Sacramento Kings, the highest they finished in the Western Conference is 10th. So it's been quite a while since the Sacramento Kings have made the postseason and been successful in general. They haven't had a winning season since the 2005 2006 NBA season. So what do? They're doing the right thing. When you traded DeMarcus Cousins, you got back a package of players. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was Buddy Hield, Tyreek Evans, uh, and a first round pick. I believe there might have been more, but I know the main part in that deal was getting back um, Buddy Hield, and Buddy Hield has looked very promising as a young shooting guard. I like him a lot. He's got range on his shot. He can create his own shot. I believe he's about 6'4", 6'5". He's very agile, very versatile, and I feel like once he gets more acclimated to the game, especially at the NBA pace, this kid is going to be a very special player. Um, and he believes in himself. He has a lot of confidence, even dating back to when he played at not Ohio State. I'm sorry, Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma. He played at Oklahoma, and he was such an amazing player there. Very microwave type scorer. He can heat up in the blink of an eye, and is capable of dropping 30 points, not on any given night, but every now and then. I'd say right now he's about a 15 point per game average scorer. I'd say his ceiling is around 22 to 24, maybe 25 points per game if he reaches his maximum potential. But this kid is a great piece to have. Then you draft De'Aaron Fox, who I really am a big fan of, and especially watching De'Aaron, you could tell he's been putting in a lot of work. He's a very motivated player. He wants to get better. He understands where he needs to be better at. Coming out of college, he did not have a very good outside jumper, and I saw him in his preseason game, starting to take more of them. He hit three straight outside shots against the Lakers in their preseason game. So you could tell he's been working on his craft, and with his speed, that's something you can't teach. He's a very quick and agile player as well, and a great floor general, and he's only going to get better as well. He's only 21 years old, so the future's bright for him. And then bringing in Marvin Bagley III, another, you know, young player with a ton of potential as the number 2 overall pick in this year's draft out of Duke. He understands how to win, what it takes to win, and I feel like once he, gets acclimated to the game as well, he's going to get better really quickly. So those are 3, very solid young pieces the Kings have already put in place, kind of like what the Warriors did when they drafted Steph, Clay, and Draymond. You get the pieces in place, and then you slowly work your way up. Now, Sacramento, what I've been thinking, I don't know if this is going to happen. I haven't heard anything about this, but I was saying DeMarcus Cousins is going to be a free agent after the season. He's going to be looking for some big dollars in free agency, and I don't see why the Sacramento Kings shouldn't look to bring him back to Sacramento. He's going to be a very different DeMarcus Cousins than when he was with Sacramento. I believe he's going to be much more mature. He's going to understand how to win after playing with the Golden State Warriors, and he's going to be, ready for any challenge, especially once he gets a big payday. Hopefully he does get the big payday. But if he's the DeMarcus Cousins we all know and love, and he goes back to Sacramento, and you have a starting lineup of De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Bogdan Bogdanovic, or whoever you want to plug in at small forward, Marvin Bagley, and DeMarcus Cousins, I think that could be a playoff team. And especially if they continue to add on, surround that core, and build off of it, they could have the potential to be a championship contender later on down the road, depending on how well De'Aaron Fox, Marvin Bagley, and Buddy Hield, develop. But if they develop the way it looks like, and if they continue to go on the trajectory I am seeing, you better watch out for the Sacramento Kings. They are going to get back. They are going to be better. And I have a lot of faith and confidence in this organization. The way it looks right now, I don't know if you can trust that front office with Vlade Divac. He's made some questionable decisions in recent memory. But, even without DeMarcus Cousins, I feel like this core group of Kings players, if they can keep them around, will be very, dynamic together. You could even see it when they were playing. De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley are developing a very deadly pick-and-roll combo, and that's going to also allow Buddy Hield to get a lot of open looks and create his own shot when you're worried about, De'Aaron moving around, worried about Marvin Bagley stepping outside too, hitting some open shots from the perimeter. I think the key for the Kings, I think after the season, depending how the season goes, or even mid-season, if they're surprisingly, exceeding expectations, is you need to surround these guys with shooters, especially De'Aaron Fox. He's going to be trying to drive and penetrate the defense a lot. I feel like if you surround him with 2-3 shooters, kind of like what the Celtics have with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, once he gets in the paint, you have Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown out on the perimeter. Al Horford can also step out. You can also go small ball, have Marvin Bagley play the 5, and surround him with shooters. I think that's going to be a big key for the Sacramento Kings if they want to continue, to build off of what they have in their young core. But they need to start surrounding this team around this core. These 3 young players are very special. They have a ton of potential, and the Sacramento Kings, they need to keep these guys around. Don't mess it up.